The final and key piece of information that we'll look at is the compliance enforcement policy. The new policy has not yet been released. Again, we're expecting it in the next 1 to 2 weeks because they're hoping to start implementing it this month with full implementation by February 2011. So these are dates that we need to keep in mind. So this policy, once it comes out, will replace the existing compliance policy and guide. It will be broader in scope. It will not just address product licensing issues, but also labeling issues, GMP deficiencies, adulterated products, claims, etc. So it's very broad in scope, looking at all potential health and safety issues and technical violations under the regulations. The key point is that there's an expectation for all products to have been issued a license or an exemption number. So therefore, you should be having an EN or an NPN or a DIN-HM on your label as soon as possible. As mentioned, it's expected that this policy will come into effect sometime this month with a 6-month transition period, compliance promotion and education, and then full implementation in February of 2011. So again, in this 6-month transition period, in the absence of a health and safety risk, compliance actions will focus on education promotion. Again, the other key point is that a submission number will no longer be recognized as a lower enforcement priority. So previously, if you had a submission number in the absence of any health and safety risk, then you were probably good to stay on the market. Now, a submission number does not guarantee that you will not be subject to compliance and enforcement activities. So as mentioned, for the coming 6 months, those activities in the absence of a health risk will be focused on compliance, promotion, and education. So for imported products, for example, up until February the 1st, you can still import your product with a site license and a submission number, but potentially there will be some compliance actions in terms of education that might be taken. So again, things to keep in mind: after February 1st, 2011, products without a license or exemption number will be subject to compliance and enforcement activities. And this is a change in wording, because it actually says will be subject to compliance and enforcement activities, which could include stop sales and recalls. So just to reiterate, from now until February 2011, products without an EN or an NPN or DIN-HM may be subject to compliance and enforcement actions. And again, in the absence of a health and safety risk, those actions will focus on compliance, promotion, and education. From February 2011 onwards, products without an EN or NHP, or sorry, that should be an NPN or a DIN-HM, will be subject to compliance and enforcement actions, which could include stop sale and recall. And again, this is the wording and the information that's come out from the Natural Health Products Directorate. So we need to, again, keep these things in mind as we're preparing to put products on the market or keep products on the market. So in summary, just some things to remember. You need to have a license or an exemption number by February 1st, 2011. If you have a compendial application, by law, they should complete the review within 60 days. Any other applications based on pre-cleared information, their proposed performance target is 60 days. Again, that's not legally binding, but that's what the NHPD is hoping to do. With applications that are based on non-pre-cleared information, you're looking at 180 days. And again, this is a proposed performance target. It's not legally binding. So it could be longer than 180 days. But you also have to remember, if you have ingredients in those applications that are not in the database, whether they're medicinal or non-medicinal, they have to be in the ingredient database before your application, whether it's a PCI or non-PCI application is submitted, and that could potentially add up to another 4 weeks to the time before you get your license. Again, with NHP UPLAR, it's 180 days before you can apply for an exemption number, but that's 180 days from the date you get your submission number. So again, you're potentially looking at a delay of 4 weeks to get ingredients put in the database. You're looking at a further delay of 30 days to get a submission number, and then 180 days till you qualify or become eligible for an exemption number. So really the bottom line is we need to get complete, solid product license applications in as soon as possible. They say the government's intention, or their intention appears to be that they will be able to commit to their performance targets, that they'll be able to issue pre-cleared application licenses within 60 days, non-pre-cleared information applications within 180 days. So that would eliminate the need for exemption numbers for new applications. However, as I say, it is a fallback position if they're not able to meet those performance standards. As well, the exemption numbers are valuable for products that have been sitting in queue for 180 days or more and are still not licensed. So in summary, there's a lot of changes going on. We'd be pleased to offer our assistance. We can help you get your exemption number. We can help you identify the product license applications that would qualify for exemption numbers. We can ensure that you don't meet any risk criteria. We've already helped a number of our clients get exemption numbers. We can help you get your product license, which will include getting medicinal and non-medicinal ingredients into the database, which is not always as easy as it sounds from what I'm learning. We can help you get your site license, and we can help you strategize in this changing regulatory environment. We have a team of experts, and we're more than willing to help. So we would hope that you'll be able to call us at 1-866-NHP-EASY and pass your questions on. I know that you've had, I believe a lot of questions have been going back and forth. Unfortunately, as you can see, we've gone over our timeline. If you would like to email them to my attention, my email is Ann with an E at dicentra.ca, and we will answer your questions as quickly as possible. As well, I believe we will have a video available on our website of this presentation. So thank you very much for joining us. I hope you found this to be informative and helpful, and my apologies for the sound problems. So have a great day. Thank you.